Abby Saldana was a single mom, a dancer, and she was open she was about to open rather her own salon. She was just 22 when an obsessed man murdered her. Now her mom, Jessica, is speaking out. Jessica, I can't even formulate the words. Our producer was just briefing me on your entire story, and I know this is so recent. My heart goes to you. Thank you for joining us to talk about Abby. So tell us about your daughter. Why did she move to Fort Worth? Let's start there.
Thank you for having me. She moved to Dallas. She moved back in 2017. She wanted the big city, and she wanted just, more action. She had no fear. So when she decided she was going to move, she did that move, and she made it.
Jessica, so many of us have followed Abby's story on social media, and so we know that when Abby found a GPS tracker on her car, which is alarming, what did she do?
She was shocked. She did report it to the authorities. I just don't know where, in what county that happened. And I know that she posted that on Instagram, which was her bravery to put it out there.
My God, that is so scary. People are telling everybody now, I saw check your cars for GPS trackers. That's a real thing now. How were you able to help police in the investigation?
Well, on my end, I'm in the legal field. So whenever I got the call, that all I did was get the call that, this had happened to Abby. So that was all that I knew. I knew nothing else. And because a friend, Abby had taken a picture of the license plate and sent that to a friend. That friend sent it to my son, my oldest son. And that day that I found out what had happened, I immediately went to work. I built the case because of the field that I'm in. A great friend of mine is a private investigator, and we went right into work mode. We researched, pulled up the license plate, all of the information.
Wow.
We pulled up the information on the tracking device, and it was all leading back to the one same individual.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the man in custody said that he had a relationship with Abigail. Is this the first that you heard of it? Did she ever mention him to you?
That's the first that I have heard of this. And of course, all of that is pending investigation. But that's the first that I've heard of any connection.
Just came out of nowhere.
I know. And Jessica, you're so very strong. You already have a lot of missions in place to honor your daughter. Let's start with Abby's Law. Tell us about Abby's Law, please.
Abby's Law is in the works. That's something that I'm working on right now, that I'm drafting, that I'm looking at different avenues of what to do on that. But that is something that I am going to do for the future.
Wow. Can I just ask you to just describe Abby for us and tell us what she was like? I just want to hear what you remember and what you miss.
She was beautiful, inside and out. She was a great mother, a great daughter. She loved her siblings, and she helped everyone. She helped, and she was a good mom. That's why she left. She wanted she wanted to do better. She was working on her goals. She wanted to get into the eyebrows and the makeup, and she was excited because she had just bought her table to do all of this, and that was her goal, is to get her studio going. And I have no doubt that she wouldn't have done that. She was working on that. She was saving her money for this. She was looking forward to having her business.
I just wanted to ask you, because I just understanding this story, I think that you've done something really amazing in that you got to work immediately. We've covered so many of these cases, and the reason my co-hosts are reacting is we always hear that the police didn't do anything for 3 days or a week or something like that. It seemed like you jumped into action. So please use our platform to talk about mothers, fathers that unfortunately may be in your situation in the future. Would you encourage them to get to work on their own and hope the police come along when they do, but do some of the footwork on your own to get started early?
And that's my concern, that when I got the call, that's the only call that I ever received that morning. You know, and I immediately went into action, but that comes with my background, the field that I'm in. For all the other people out there, I don't know what they do. Do they just sit on standby and just wait for that phone call to see who did this? Or I immediately, I started having family coming over, and I didn't get to be with my family. I was working. I was working, trying to figure out what was going on, what I needed to do to get some answers. And by the end of that night, I received the phone call from the investigator, and we both had the same person.
Wow.
They were doing their work. I did mine on my own, through the help of my friends, and we got it. And the thing about is to be the voice. You know, Abby's no longer here with us, but her mother's here, and I'm going to be her voice, her advocate, an advocate for other women that are going through this.
Amen. You are fearless. Our thoughts are with you. You're right next to all of our hearts here.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on here, for having the courage to tell us about Abby's story. We appreciate you. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.